I'm buzzing, let's drink up. Your death look like big fun. Come on, let's get it on. Like that Marvin Gaye song. I'm stunning, you love it. Come on, give me something. I know that you want it. Come on, give me something. The night is young and so are we. So maybe you should leave with me. The night is young and so are we. So let's have some fun. If you love me right, yeah, this could be the summer of our lives now, huh? Give it to me like you know you should now, baby. This could be the summer of our lives, the summer of our lives. The sunset's on fire, tell me your desires. We're not getting tired, baby, take me higher. I'm sunny. Let's go.
What are you laughing at? What did he do?
He's losing his boner because he can't get the camera to work. It's so funny.
Of course.
Get done with John. I walk across to the other celebrity room. Bill Mosley's setting up. And I walk up to Bill and I go, "Hey, Bill, that was a lot of fun last night. Thanks for coming." And Bill goes, "Oh, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Boy, that was really something about that John Dugan boner story, wasn't it?"
That's a pretty decent Bill Mosley, by the way.
And I just thought, well, so much for nuance, so much for context.
So at any point, if you'd like to throw a reference to Joe Spinell out, I will be able to go with you with that. And we could debate Fulci versus Dario Argento.
Hey, baby, I'm live on air. I just ate a hot chip, and I don't know if you guys are watching, but I'm 22 minutes in, and I feel like death.
I love you.
I just want to tell you,
like,
if this is the last time I see you guys.
This sounds like one of those calls on 9/11.
Oh, God.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Smores Indoors and the Collector's Inquisition, the most unique movie collector interview series here on YouTube. I am Corey, your host, and tonight we have a first episode here of this new show. And basically what it boils down to is I have 150 questions, and I'm going to ask our guest 25 But those 25 are going to be chosen by him based on numbers he chooses. So if he chooses number 26, he gets number 26 on the list. So kind of a totally random interview process here. So tonight's guest for the first episode, I want to introduce him right now. He has got a great YouTube channel, and his name is Alan from Pop's Movie Dungeon. What's up?
What's going on, man? Appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. How you been doing?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Awesome.
Staying busy, man.
Are you ready for the Inquisition?
I am a little nervous, but I think it's a cool concept, man. I'm excited to see what questions you throw at me. I'll try to answer them the best I can.
Well, before we get started with that, I do want to give you a chance for anyone that may be new to you, let you tell everyone about your channel a little bit real quick.
Okay. My name is Alan. Channel's Pop's Movie Dungeon, like you said. I do anything physical media here. I collect a lot of movies, spend a lot of money, way too much money. I'm a big Screen Factory fan, but, I collect all the labels. I've been doing this for a little over a year now. July 3rd was my 1-year anniversary, so, still trying to learn as I go. Having a great time with it. We do a lot of live streams. I do a lot of unboxing, collection updates, a few reviews, trying to get more into the reviews. But that's about it, man. Just love movies, love collecting. It's a problem.
It is a problem.
It's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah, could be worse things you could be out there doing. So
there you go.
Before we get started, I do want to shout out some folks out in the chat. Tim Talks Talkies, Joe Bob Tar Heels, Slaughter Report. Hey, isn't that Damon Graham? Category 3 and me, Subjective Perspective Collective, Johnny's Boutique Podcast, Ben Grimm, Jamie Hart. Thank you all for being here. And without further ado, let's let this Inquisition begin. And Pops, why don't you give me your first number?
All right, we're going to go with number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10 is the first one.
All right, what is the best looking steelbook you have ever seen?
The best looking steelbook I've ever seen. I'm going to go recent because it's one I just picked up recently. It's the Angel Heart steelbook. I think the Angel Heart steelbook with the Lionsgate slip on it is absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm sure there's other steelbooks out there that I oohed and awed over when I first got them, but that was fresh in my mind because I just got it a couple weeks ago. And when I got it, I'm like, man, that's one of the best steelbooks I think I've ever seen. And so I'm going to have to go with Angel Heart. You guys haven't seen it. It's got some great artwork on it. It's a great movie too, but the artwork on it's next level, I think.
Those Lionsgate steelbooks are something else.
Oh man, yeah, they're the best in the business right now, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I thought about it longer, there'd probably be a couple more that I could maybe throw in that mix. But just fresh off my head, it's going to be Angel Heart for me right now.
Well, that's kind of the theme of this thing is kind of first answer off the top of your head. So
yeah, that's the first one that popped in my mind. So we'll go with that.
Awesome. All right, what's your next number?
Let's do number 1.
Number 1. All right.
See what you start out with.
See if you can jog your memory here. You know what the first DVD you ever bought was?
First DVD. Actually, I do. The first DVD I ever bought was Scream. The first Scream. I got my DVD player. I paid way too much for my DVD player. It was like when they first come out. I had recently got divorced, and I had no credit, no money, and I got a finger hut. Remember the old finger hut catalogs? I got one in the mail, and you give anybody credit, but you pay like 4 times the amount for it. Whatever. I paid like $700 for this DVD player, and like a month later, they were at Best Buy for like $300. Give you an idea.
Yeah.
And I went out and bought like 2 or 3 DVDs, and the first one I bought was The Scream. So I actually was talking about that on one of my live streams the other night. So
that was probably when DVDs were pretty pricey themselves too, wasn't it?
They were. I don't remember how much they went for, but I just remember I bought a couple because they were kind of pricey. And I had just sold. I had a lot of VHSs, and I had just sold all my VHSs to a buddy of mine for like $300. He walked out of my apartment with like garbage bags of VHS because I was going crazy for DVD.
Yeah.
And I think in the first month I probably bought 10, and then 10 turned into 100. You know how it goes.
Oh, gosh.
And then of course the Blu-ray comes. You got to buy all over again. Now it's 4K, and so you know how it goes. But yeah, it will Scream.
Well, I hope 4K is the end.
Me too. Hope this is the last one we gotta buy.
Yeah. All right, what's your next number?
All right, let's do number 15.
15.
No rhyme, no reason. Just throwing numbers out there.
What movie was filmed closest to your home?
Okay, that's an easy one. Where I live in North Florida. I live in Tallahassee, and even though this is the capital of Florida, not a whole lot goes on here. It's a college town, Florida State. But the one movie that was filmed here, there's a big scene that was filmed like 2 miles from my house. It's a movie called Something Wild. It's got Ray Liotta, Jeff Daniels, and Melanie Griffith. And if you guys remember the scene, they ate at this Italian restaurant and they dined and dashed. Well, they dined and dashed and jumped in the car and got on that road to haul ass. They were literally going to my house. My house is like 2 miles from there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I remember back in the day when they filmed that, it was a big deal because that never happens here. And so I remember that being a pretty exciting time. And it's fun to go back and watch that movie now. The movie came out like in the late 80s, I think. And early 90s. I want to say like 87, 88 it came out. To see how much this town has changed. There's one part they drive by this big cow field. And the whole cow field is a big like housing community, you know. Everything just looks so much different. So that's always a lot of fun. I actually got that movie on Criterion, so it's kind of fun to go back and watch that now.
I did a little video back in the day, but I need to do a whole better one because a big chunk of A League of Their Own was filmed right around my house. So
cool.
Need to go out and do some of that.
Me and the wife just rewatched that a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
still holds up. Good movie.
Yeah. Number 4. What's your next one?
Oh. Let's go 200.
200. Oh, I've got 150. Sorry.
I was at the 150. Well, let's do
150. Okay.
I thought you said 250. I'm sorry. Let's do 150.
All right. I was gonna have to make something up real quick. All right. What artists do you consider sellouts and why?
What artists do I consider sellouts and why? Now, you're talking movies, music, anything?
Anything.
Why'd I pick 150? Man, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm drawing a blank on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when you say sellout, you know, I look at that as like somebody that, you know, was like small time and they went big Hollywood, whatever, and basically sold out, whatever. They're not really their original artist anymore. Now they're doing it just for the money.
Yeah.
And I'm sure once I get off this camera, I'm going to go, shit, I should have said that name. But I'm drawing a blank right now.
You can leave it in the comments after if you think it's...
There you go. Let's do that. I'll leave it in the comments later. Let me do some thinking on that one. I'll make a note.
Fair enough. All right. What's your next one then?
Let's do 100.
100. All right. Here we go. What could movie theaters do to improve the experience of going there?
Well, I'm going to go off my local theater here. They could make it a little bit cooler. Every time I go to my theater, it's always too warm. And the seats in some theaters still kind of suck. You know, I built, right before COVID, I built a movie room here at the house. You know, I got the seats and everything. To me, it's more comfortable to watch a movie here than it is the theater. And so when I go to the theater now, I just think to myself, you know, yeah, this is cool. Big screen, great sound system, but, you know, it's more comfortable at the house. So I would say cooler, a little more comfortable. You know, that would be my first thing.
I'd almost agree with you because I just bought a 75-inch TV this year, and as quickly as movies go from the theater to streaming or whatever now, you can almost wait it out and just be... Plus, I like to be able to pause and go to the bathroom or whatever. So.
Right. I mean, back before COVID, man, I was at the movies all the time, and we had like a $5 Tuesdays, and I was at the movies every week. And when we started going back after COVID, it's like, you know, this is cool and everything, but I'd always look it up and go, hey, is this going to be on streaming also? Because it was kind of cool here at the house. Just you're done with the movie, you're home. You know? Yeah. I don't know. I still like going to the movies. I still go, but nowhere like I used to.
Gotcha. So. All right. What's your next one?
Let's do number 5.
All right. Who is your favorite actor?
Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone's always number one. There's a few others. Tom Hanks, Arnold Schwarzenegger come close, but I mean overall, Sylvester Stallone, he's always has been. Nobody's knocked him off yet. I got a lot of favorite actors, a lot of actors I love, but Sylvester Stallone, he's number one. I'm a big Rocky freak. Me and my wife went to Philadelphia about 4 or 5 years ago. We did all the Rocky stuff, did the steps, did all the movie locations and stuff. I love Sylvester Stallone, man. He's my favorite.
Cool.
So that was an easy one.
Yeah, awesome. All right, what's your next one?
Oh, let's do number 50.
50. Now, this can be anything. What would you wait in line for?
What would I wait in line for? I've never been to a Comic-Con before. I'm probably going to go to one later this year down in Tampa. And any of my favorite actors, I've never got any like signatures or autographs or whatever. And if somebody like Robert Englund was in line, you know, James, you name it. I mean, any of my favorite actors or whatever, I would stay in the line for any of their autographs. 'Cause I've never done that before, and that's something I've always wanted to do. So just on the top of my head, whatever, the one thing I definitely would wait in line for would be an autograph. Now, I have heard horror stories about people waiting in line all day and still not getting an autograph, and that would suck. But yeah, I would definitely wait in line for some of my favorite actors' autographs.
Good choice. Cool.
I may change my mind once I do it once, but I definitely would do it once.
We'll do it the one time at least. You know?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, what's you got next?
Let's do 105.
All right. All right, what is the scariest horror movie or horror book monster?
I'm probably gonna say, and this is going back from the original, or whatever, because it always kind of scared the piss out of me, but it still does. He's creepy as hell, whatever. But I'm gonna say Pennywise. Okay. I think Skarsgård did a great job. Tim Curry, obviously, back in the day, I loved that back in the day. But as far as the scariest movie monster character, I'm gonna say Pennywise, and I think Skarsgård did a fantastic job. I
did too.
I love one. I like two also. People kind of hate on two. I like both of them. But when I went and seen one in theaters, man, that was a high point. I really dug that, and I was so worried that Tim Curry was so classic as the old Pennywise. Yeah. I was so afraid Skarsgård was going to screw it up, whatever. Man, he blew me away. I thought he was great, and it's a creepy ass character. I'm gonna have to say Pennywise.
Yeah, they really got me. I saw it in the theater too, and they really got me that first when Georgie gets it in the beginning. I'm like, man, this is going to be something cool. So yeah. All right. What's your next one?
Oh, what we got here? Let's do 25.
Right.
Write these down so I don't forget what I've already chose.
All right, here we go. Are you a fan of conspiracies? If so, what is your favorite and why?
I mean, they're interesting. I'm not gonna say I'm a fan of conspiracies, whatever. But if I see somebody talking about a good conspiracy theory, whatever, it makes you think. You know. And as far as what's a good conspiracy theory that I like, whatever. I don't know. I hate to bring this up because everybody talks about it. Everybody's burnt out on it, whatever. But the COVID thing, there's so many people think the COVID's fake. And that kind of stuff. I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but it's definitely one that's in your face, and so it's one that pops out. And I don't go around looking for conspiracy theories. I don't have a bunch of my own, or whatever, but they are interesting. And like I said, when people talk about them, I listen because it's kind of funny to hear some people, especially when they're real venomous about it. You know, they're like, ooh, you know, they're so sure about it. You know, and I got buddies here that are in the medical field that I hear facts, and then you hear people that debunk that. And it's like, you know, come on, man. These people are they know they're in the mix of it, you know. And then you got people out there saying, oh, it's fake, it's all political, whatever, you know. So that's probably the one that's the most popular, the most current. Yeah. I'm sure there's more. There's plenty that's more interesting, but that's what I got.
I want to shout out my buddy Gibbs out here, who thinks we're playing bingo. Thanks for hopping in here. Close. It's similar. All right, number 10. What's your number for number 10 here?
Oh, what is 75?
All right. What do you think is the most important moment in American history?
Most important moment in American history. I'm going to say in my lifetime, I'm going to have to go with what happened in my lifetime. I'm going to have to say 9/11, not being the best, obviously, but everything was different after. you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And so 9/11 is the thing that changed my life the most. As far as I work in government, and after that, dude, everything was just locked down, this and security, this, and so my whole world changed after that. So I'm gonna have to go with that on a personal level.
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely a major
not the
moment.
best, but definitely a major moment that changed a lot of shit.
Right. All right, number 11. What you got?
Let's do 81. Let's pick a weird one. Do 81.
Do you try to watch films that win awards?
Sometimes. It depends. No, I don't, just because they won an award. If it's something that interests me. The last one that I think I did, that I watched the Oscars, whatever, and everybody was talking about it, raving about it, won all this shit, was Parasite. I hadn't watched Parasite. It wasn't on my radar. After watching the Oscars, I did watch that. I did like it. I still think the Joker should have won Best Movie that year. But I love the Joker. Joker's like one of my favorite films. Yeah. But so I was pissed about that, whatever. But no, I don't typically go out and watch a movie just because it won awards. You know, I mean, I watch a lot of this weird horror shit, dude. I mean, this is one of my latest pickups. You know, this ain't gonna win no fucking awards. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not a big awards guy. You know, if it's something that interests me, yeah. But you know, I'm not into the artsy fartsy shit and all that stuff.
I know there's some people that do. They try to watch everything that won the awards. So, but
yeah, if it interests me, yeah, but not generally, just because.
Cool. All right, number 12. What's your number?
Let's keep it close to that. We'll do 82.
All right. It's kind of a related question. Are awards good indicators of film quality?
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. I mean, yeah, I would think so. Like I said, I watched the Oscars. That's the only award show I ever watch. And I don't watch it every year. If there's a film on there, like the year the Joker had all these nominations, I watched that one. But I think that personally, there's a group of people in a room that pick these movies. People make movies to be Oscar bait, so they say. And I don't think just because the movie is an Oscar-worthy movie or whatever, it makes it a good film. I mean, you know, film and shit like that's subjective. You know, just because it's nominated doesn't make it a good film. It's somebody's opinion, just like what we're doing here. It's somebody's opinion, you know. But I don't think generally as a rule, you know, just because it got nominated, it's a good film. Right. Now, there's a lot of cases that it is, like the other for certain quality, cinematography, whatever. But as a rule, I don't look at that as like a quality I look for.
Yeah, and those are probably the more truer awards: the cinematography, the special effects. Those are, you know,
yeah, which
based on a little more reality. So
those are the ones they kind of catch my interest the most. Now, I will say, if something gets something for cinematography, it's a movie that I've heard about, whatever, I will watch it just for that reason. You know, and so I'm a big fan of special effects, stuff like that.
Cool. All right, number 13. What do you have?
Let's do 90.
All right. If they made a movie of your life, what would it be about, and which actor would you want to play you?
Oh, well, in my mind, I'd want somebody like The Rock to play me. More likely, it's going to be somebody like Chris Farley, I would think. but you know, so we're going to go with The Rock. And yeah, I don't know, man. My life's pretty ordinary. You know, I got 4 kids that are grown now, man. I just work and come home and do this shit. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna say The Rock, whatever, and it's not gonna make a whole lot of money. So as far as what it's gonna be about,
family comedy.
A family comedy about a guy that spends too much money and tries to hide packages off the front porch from his wife. There you go.
Hey, that works.
That sounds like a barn burner, right?
Hey, you know what? I guarantee I've seen worse movies than that. So, all right, number 14. What's your pick for that?
Let's see. Let's go back down again. Let's do number 8.
All right. What's your favorite movie with Tom Hanks in the cast? It can be
my
any
favorite
role.
movie with Tom Hanks in the cast is going to be Castaway.
Okay.
I love Castaway. You know, it's hard for somebody to be the main star, the only star in a movie for the most part. And nobody has done it as good as Tom Hanks has, I don't think. And I have personal reasons for that movie also, whatever. I was going through a divorce during that time. I've told the story before on another channel. And I was staying in a Red Roof Inn, you know, when I stayed on one of their pay-per-view channels, you know. And I'm sitting there watching Castaway. You've seen the movie, and I'm in the hotel room going through a divorce. So they have a personal connection to that movie. That's the first time I'd ever seen it. And so I know that sounds weird, but, I got reasons. But anyways, Castaway is definitely my favorite Tom Hanks performance. Now, the best time he's ever done acting, his best acting little segment is at the end of Captain Phillips. When he gets picked up in Captain Phillips and they get him back on the boat, that little 5 minutes is the best acting I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But overall, the movie is going to be Castaway for me. That's my favorite movie with him.
Awesome.
Big fan of that movie.
So many great choices you could pick for him.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. If you had to ask me a top 5, he's going to make that list for sure.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Number 15. What do you have?
Oh. Pick another weird number. Let's do 19. How about that?
19. All right. We asked you your first DVD you ever bought. What's the first Blu-ray you ever bought?
Yeah, that's a tougher question because I have bought a lot of Blu-rays. I have to think back here. This may not be accurate, but it's going to be close, whatever.
Okay.
And don't hold me to this, but I do remember buying this fairly early, whatever it was, The Rock. I remember buying The Rock on Blu-ray fairly early. And the only thing you see back here behind me is all boutique stuff. And all my regular releases, CD releases, stuff like that I bought before I was really a collector. I didn't really consider myself a collector until probably the last couple of years. I would buy movies. And now I kind of feel like I go for packaging. I go for studio, different criteria and shit like that. But back then, I would just go to Best Buy and I would see what was on sale, what was in the dump bin. Oh, look at this, look at this. I didn't care about packaging, none of that crap. And I remember buying The Rock pretty early. And I have a closet in the other room that I keep all those movies in, just for space reasons mainly. But yeah, I'm gonna go with The Rock, man. That's probably pretty accurate. So
cool. All right, number 16.
27.
27.
Just on the first number pops in my head.
Hopefully this relates to you. What magazines do you read and how do you read them?
Hold on, I'll show you. I just got a new one in, so it makes sense to show you. Hold on one sec. So, I still read those. Okay. So I get these, and I think these come in like every quarter or whatever. Yeah. So I still read the Fangories. I always read these back in the day. It's pretty cool they still put them out.
Yeah.
So really magazines as far as that goes, that's probably it.
Okay.
So.
And you prefer the kind of hard copy over if you had to read it online or something?
I mean, I'm not going to say that. I mean, I get these. Actually, a buddy of mine, he's actually in the chat. He got a subscription to this a couple years back, and he went and got me one too, and they still come in every quarter. So I actually don't pay for this. The buddy of mine pays for it. But anyway, most of the stuff I read online, on my phone, everybody else does, whatever. But it's cool to get these because I was a big fan of these back in the day. And so now I have a pretty nice stack of these in the corner over here.
Nice.
That I collect. So they're cool.
Yeah, they're fun to flip through. I remember getting those when I was a kid back when they had them at the stores. All right, number 17. What do you got?
Oh, let's do 107.
All right. Name a remake of a movie or a song that you can't stand and why.
Damn, I was hoping you were going to say a remake that I do like because I already had one of those in mind. A remake that I don't like. I hadn't watched this yet, but I know a lot of people that have, and I was a mediocre fan of the original back in the day, but I'm going to say the remake of Overboard. The movie Overboard that Severin put out, there was a remake of that where they flipped the roles, where the girl found the guy or whatever. And I hadn't seen it, but it looks like I got a buddy that watched it, and him and his wife watched it, and he said, "Don't waste your time. It's the worst thing I've ever seen." And so that's one remake. And again, this is going to be a question. I could probably make you a list of 10 in an hour. But first thing popped in my head is what I told you. So
I think that's pretty well a consensus that one's pretty trash. So
yeah, so
cool.
Not a very exciting pick, but
Sean McManus there saying Elm Street remake. That's a popular opinion too.
There you go.
So, all right, number 18.
Oh, we'll keep it close to that. We'll do 108.
Well, guess what? Oh, wait. No, that's not the same question. What TV show are you hooked on or were recently hooked on?
The last show that I just finished, I finished the Boys on Amazon Prime. Man, that show's badass. I actually watched season 1 back when it first came out, and I liked it. But when season 2 came out, I said I'll get to it. I'll get to it, and didn't watch it. And when season 3 came out, I said, well, let me go back and watch season 1 because it's been a while since I've seen it. So I rewatched season 1, and I would say that I binge watched the entire thing in about a week and a half. Really enjoyed it. It turned out to be a lot different show than I thought it was going to be. I really dug it, man. I'm pretty excited about season 4. But that's the most recent show that I binge watched that I really enjoyed was The Boys.
Awesome. Yeah, I've heard so many people talking about that. I just haven't watched it yet, so I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's pretty brutal, man. It was a lot more brutal than I was expecting, and there's a lot of funny shit in that thing. A lot of funny lines. It's pretty enjoyable.
That's cool.
So I highly recommend it.
Awesome. Number 19.
Where we at here? Let's do 130. I'll make sure I already picked this. 130.
All right. Should the private lives of famous people be off limits?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I was a movie star and shit, whatever, it'd be cool to go out and get known and get autographs and stuff like that. But, me and the wife are going to the grocery store. I don't want nobody messing with me, I think their private lives definitely should be off limits. But I mean, it's also a price you got to pay, whatever, for being famous. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they probably appreciate it to a certain extent, but I'm sure there's times they want to be left alone. I mean, if I seen somebody, just to give you an example, me and my wife were in Atlanta one time, and we're sitting it was our anniversary, so we're sitting in a restaurant that was way above our budget, and I look over, and I kept looking over, and there's Martin Lawrence with a big group of people sitting at a table, and I could have went up there and been a dork, whatever, and said, oh, Martin Lawrence, but we just walked by, didn't even say anything, and I feel like that's how I'd want to be if I was that famous. I'd want people to just leave me alone. There's a place and time, when it's not that place and time, leave me alone. Yeah. So I think so.
Okay. All right, number 20.
Oh, 135.
Right. What is your favorite summer food?
Favorite summer food? Probably going to go seafood platter, fried seafood platter. I live by the coast here. I live in Florida, and there's so much freaking great seafood around here. Yeah, going to a seafood restaurant, right, you're sitting 10 feet away from where your shrimp was just living, and they fry your platter. It's good hush puppies, cheese grits. That's my favorite summer food. That's what I think of when I think of food, because we always vacation so close to the water down there. Go get us a beach house for the weekend or whatever, and seafood platters were gold.
You can't get much fresher than that. So
yeah.
You
see the boats coming in.
5 more.
You see the boats coming in with your food. They're unloading, and there's people in the back frying it up. You can't get much fresher than that.
No, definitely. All right, 5 more to go. Number 21. Right. What you got?
Oh, let's do 145.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have any sports teams that you root for?
I do. Atlanta Falcons. I'm diehard Atlanta Falcons. I just got a tattoo recently, whatever, of them. And I got a big mural on my wall. I don't want to move my camera because everything's kind of locked in. But I got a big mural on my wall of the Falcons. I'm a diehard Falcons fan. Always have been. Don't ask me why I live in Florida. You think I'd root for the Dolphins or the Buccaneers. Hate the Buccaneers, by the way. But they're in my division, our division. But yeah, I'm a big Falcons fan. I became a Falcons fan probably about first grade. My brother-in-law, when he started dating my sister back in the day, my sister's 9 years older than me. I was like in first grade, and he was diehard Braves, diehard Falcons, and I just started following them back then. And I love my Falcons, man. I got my kids to love the Falcons, which I apologize to them all the time for that. So we're all diehard fans, but we've been to 5 or 6 games up there, and yeah, that's by far my favorite sports team, and probably about the only one I really follow religiously. I'm just a big. I really don't watch anything but football. I'm a big football guy.
Awesome. So, well, it's about that time of year. We're getting.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad year too, man. We lost Matt Ryan. Our quarterback's gone. It's going to be a bad year. But you got to stick with him.
My favorite team would like to thank you for our new quarterback. So.
You're a Colts fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, he's a good one, man. I wish he would have retired in Atlanta. Atlanta did him wrong. I'm pretty pissed off. I'm rooting. I'm a Colts fan this year too, by design. Because like I said, I'm a big Matt Ryan fan, and I hope he wins the Super Bowl. I really do. He deserves it. Like nobody's business.
We'll be rooting together then.
Yeah.
He's got a good team he's coming to, so we'll see.
That'll be my AFC team this year. I'll be a temporary fan, as long as he's there.
Nice. All right, number 22.
All right. Make sure I ain't picked it already. 147. Let's try that.
47. All right. What is special about your hometown?
What is special about my hometown? Well, one, this is the only town I've ever lived in. I mean, I've been here my whole life. I'm 51 years old. Never lived. Well, I've lived in a suburb of this town for about 7 years with my first wife. But other than that, I've lived right here my entire life. Probably what this town is known for, probably what's most special for, is Florida State University. I'm a big FSU fan too. That's my college team. I mean, their stadium's like maybe 5 minutes from my house, 10 minutes from my house. And I used to go to the FSU games all the time back in the day. And the coolest thing here that I could say to somebody that's never been here is go to a Florida State game. They're like nothing you've ever seen. They're a lot of fun. And college girls for days. So it's a big college town. So when the college kids are here, you know, it ain't ugly. Let's just say that.
There you go.
So
everybody has a tan. So
yeah.
All right, number 23.
Let's do 137. I haven't said that one yet. Nope.
What's your favorite summer movie?
Oh man, that's easy. Jaws. Jaws by a stretch. Yeah, that's by landmine. That's probably my favorite movie of all times. Yeah, I go back and forth between that and Rocky. So
you see that when you were young as a kid, first time?
Yeah, well, the first Jaws movie I seen in theaters as a kid was Jaws 2. I don't remember seeing Jaws 1 in theaters. I don't think I did, but I did see Jaws recently. My local theater before COVID would do like flashback cinema to show an old movie every week, and we got to go see Jaws in theaters, which was the first time I seen it on the big screen, which was really cool. But the first Jaws movie back in the day I seen in theaters was Jaws 2. I went and seen that with my older brother and sister and some cousins and stuff like that. And the one thing I remember about that, when did that come out? Late 70s. I've been less than 10 when that came out, something like that.
Wow.
And I just remember when the body comes out of the water on Brody, when Brody's standing at the edge, he sees the little piece of wood and the body flies out on him. I remember that being a lot more scary than it is now. I rewatched it maybe a month ago. It ain't scary at all. But back in the day, it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, but Jaws been by far is my favorite summer movie.
I went to the theater recently and saw Nope. And I saw that, I think it's across the country at certain IMAX theaters. Jaws is going to be in IMAX around Labor Day. So
I haven't seen it announced here locally. We do have an IMAX theater. We do have an AMC. I think AMC may be showing the real 3D version of that, which is what I want to see. I want to go to the real 3D version. And so I'm kind of checking my local listings. That's how old I am. I'm checking my Fandango app and stuff to see if anybody's going to have a showing. I hope they do. I'm definitely going to go to that if so.
Yeah. I definitely want to try to check it out.
That would be fantastic.
All right, number 24.
All right, let's go back down again. Let's do number 9. I think I've done that one yet.
Okay. Do you remember the first movie you saw in the theater?
Oh, I had this question before over on Johnny's Boutique podcast. Does a question series, and he asked me the same question. I'm trying to remember what I said. I want to say one of the earliest movies, it may not be the first one, was Smokey and the Bandit at the drive-in. I remember going to see Smokey and the Bandit at our local drive-in. We don't have a drive-in anymore. Damn, I wish we did. But I remember going and sitting in the back or whatever, and it being hot as hell, and seeing that on the big screen. Yeah. I love that damn movie, man. Like I said, Burt Reynolds, Florida State, that's where he went to school at. He played football at Florida State. And he'd always be at the games up in the rich people skybox, whatever. You would look back and see him and Lonnie Anderson back there. I remember that as a kid. But Smokey and the Bandit, I've always been a big fan. That was a good early memory. I'm sure I've seen something before that, because that came out like late 70s. Best I can remember, it was Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay.
So that's my answer. Final answer.
Cool. All right. Well, final question, number 25. What do you got?
All right. Let's do 26. I don't think I've done that one yet. Let's do 26.
All right. What is one of the most memorable meals you ever had?
Most memorable meals I've ever had. I mean, I'm not a small guy. There's been a lot of those. again, I'm going with the first thing that popped in my head. This may not be the correct answer, but it's the first one that popped in my head. About maybe 15 years ago, my oldest son just turned 30, and so this is back when they were all teenagers. So I got 4 kids. We had went down to Orlando, and if you ever seen Cable Guy, they went to medieval times.
Oh yes.
And we had, the Cable Guy had been out for a few years, but we had just rewatched that, knowing we were going to medieval times that weekend. And we went to medieval times, had an absolute blast. The food wasn't that great, but the way they served the food and the event is, if you've never been, it's a lot of fun. I really like medieval times. It was cool, and it's nothing like you see on Cable Guy. It's not that that intense, but it was a good time. They do a good job with that show, and that meal, it wasn't bad. The food was okay, but it's just the way they presented the food and stuff like that. The waiters and waitresses all in character. A lot of fun.
Awesome.
So that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Cool. Well, you survived the Inquisition.
Man, there you go. It wasn't bad at all. Well, I got one question I couldn't answer. Who was a sellout? I'll be sure to answer that in the comments. I'll do some thoughts on that.
Well, I want to thank you for being on. I want to thank everybody out in the chat again. Thanks for popping in your answers on some of those questions as well. Sorry I couldn't really pull them up. I was trying to take care of the interview here, but I want to thank you all for being here. If you like this show, please, if you're new here, please subscribe and give this video a like, leave a comment. We got some other guests coming up in the future here soon, and I think you'll enjoy as well. If you're new to Pops, check out the description below and get his info. Go give him a subscribe as well and all that good
Appreciate
stuff.
That. Appreciate that.
And I am going to promote a show here. First off, I'll let you talk about, you've got a show coming up tonight. I'll let you go ahead and
if you guys watch my channel, we do like late night live streams on Saturday night a lot of times. We just get on there. We don't really have a topic. We do some unboxings, show what we picked up, just shoot the shit for a few hours. We're planning on doing that tonight, anywhere between like 11 and 12. We don't really advertise it. We just go live. It's always a lot of fun. So we got that coming up later tonight. Other than that, your show tonight was really the only thing I had on my calendar. So I'm kind of just doing videos after this until something else comes up. So
awesome. Well, I will be on with Slaughterport Sunday night, doing a little one-on-one interview with him. Next Friday night on the channel here, we'll have another episode of Collector's Inquisition with Joe Martinez and his wife Marie. I'm sure
got a great collection.
A lot of you guys know Martinez Joe 74, I think is his channel.
Yeah.
And then next Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central. If there's any Full Moon feature fans out there, they have a movie out called Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl. And Ivy Smith, the star of that movie, will be my guest for a exclusive interview. So everybody check that out. So
very cool.
Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Alan, for being the first victim on this.
Thanks for the invite, man. I had a blast. A lot of fun.
And until we see you again, everyone, take it easy.